Game number 2 between Bischu, spawning as our yellow Protoss down here at the bottom right-hand corner of Tal'Darim Altar. It's just round of 64 action out of the IPL 3 qualifiers, week number 1. Here in the top left-hand corner is his opponent, currently up 1-0. That is the one and only Startail Curious.
Why are people calling me the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Do I look like Raphael or Michelangelo right now? Or Leonardo, because I'm wearing blue?
Teenage Mutant
Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant. It's my favorite cartoon as a kid, man.
Michelangelo, got it right here.
I know, Michelangelo was like every kid's favorite.
I know,
cool
because...
Oh my god, we have a 7 pool coming up here from Curious. Some serious business going on down here.
Forget Michelangelo. Yeah. No, we are talking about the 7 pool.
No, like I saw that out of the corner of my eye. I was like, wait, something important's happening here. So Curious is about to go cowabunga mode right now, busting out a couple of lings here. But the problem is it's Tal'Darim Altar, it's cross spawn. He hasn't scouted the Protoss yet, so the initial 7 lings or 6 lings are actually going to be used to scout first. He can't really send them directly to one base unless he wants to gamble.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's,
I mean,
he's kind of a situation.
He's got an Overlord coming down here to the bottom left-hand corner, so of course he'll scout top right first, which means he's still going to take quite a while to find his opponent. There we go, two scouting drones.
Right.
He has to find out. Now's when we sit back, rub our facial hair, and say, yes.
Well, the thing here also that's really kind of cool is he's banking on Bischu, assuming that the 7 pool isn't coming. I mean, on a map like this, who would, right? So Bischu right now has no idea this is about to attack him. He sees a scouting drone that may tip him off a little bit, but I don't think so. But here comes the 6 lings. The probe crosses ways with the 6 lings, so now Bischu definitely knows what's going on. Bischu has enough minerals to wall this off with gateways, and that could be all she wrote.
Wow, that's double gateway plus forge. There it is, and he's going to have enough money for a photon cannon.
Although
in just a second.
Although the 6 lings, the 6 lings may have an opportunity to bust down the forge or the gateway. It's going to be really close, man. This is kind of crazy.
Yep, and here we go. Photon cannon coming up, but of course it does take quite a while to come up, so not going to be there for a little while, and these lings are going to be able to move in and do some damage. Looks like they are going to go right after the gateway in the middle first.
Oh, my goodness.
And here we go. This is going to be a race to the death, as now that gateway is down to losing its health. It's only got a few seconds before it comes up with this photon cannon, only 10 seconds away.
Is Bischu going to replace the wall? Is he going to get a second layer of walls up? Yes, he gets another gateway down there, but I don't know if it's Zergling proof. It is Zergling proof, and oh my god, Curious is still sending in more lings. Curious is actually going to try to barrel down this cannon. The cannon is in the red. 4 Zerglings are alive. No probes being pulled off the main right now. And 3 Zerglings able to get inside, but there are no more additional reinforcing lings coming across the map. If Curious had committed to this all-in with more lings, he may actually have won the game right now, but he didn't. So, it's going to come down to how much damage these 3 lings can do.
Yep, absolutely. And he's going to need to get at least a couple of probe kills. One Zergling goes down, and he hasn't actually killed any probes here.
Hasn't.
Let's actually take a look at workers lost. No, he has killed 1 worker in total, and I think that was the probe that was running out the middle of the map. But yeah, like you said, only 2 going down. It looks like the rest of these are going to get cleared up. Kills a 3rd. But let's take a look at the worker count. He is still down by 2.
Yeah, he's...
And, of course, the infrastructure for Bischu is way better.
Yeah, way better for sure. So Bischu right now is in the most comfortable position you could possibly get in. He's laying on a Beauty Simmons mattress right now in heaven, cloud 9. He's doing really good, and Curious is in a situation where he has to figure out what he wants to do. Does he want to continue to this all in, or does he want to macro out of this? It's going to be hard for him, man.
And it looks like he's going to go after the Nexus. I don't think he's going to get it, though. Narrowly
I don't think he's going to get it either.
Yep, the Nexus only lost 15 points of health.
Oh my god, the Nexus!
Oh, the Nexus is going down! Oh, the Nexus is going down! It's like a bad, half-screaming Harry Carey impression. But anyway, here we go. Bischu is sending out a couple of Zealots now. At the very least, he's going to try and take map control. No, it looks like he is actually going to push. Zealots making their way out, and Curious, he is mining some gas at the moment. He's trying to put up as many lings as he can, but he's going to find himself farther and farther behind on workers, already backed by 5, and we're going to see an expansion here pretty soon out of Bischu.
You know, what's kind of cool is Curious decided to do this 7 pool, and the nice thing is he had a comfort buffer zone because he won the first game. So if he loses this game, he's not done yet. And if anything, he's kind of put this thought into Bischu's mind, kind of like an inception, that yes, I can all in. I'm possibly going to do that in the 3rd game. So this may change up Bischu's playstyle, assuming that Bischu wins this game and goes on to the 3rd game.
And it looks like old Bischu is going to put down a photon cannon. He knows the Zerglings are trying to run the way across, and that should be done in enough time to deflect these Zerglings actually busting through this wall. Excuse me, actually 2 photon cannons coming up at the same time. Excuse me, again, all of those zealots making their way into the base of Curious. Curious just has a queen and a few lings up to defend.
Oh.
May very well lose his queen here.
Oh, he's
Looks
not
like
pulling
that's
the queen back.
being targeted first, and it goes down.
Yeah, that's a big mistake right there. That was a blunder of epic proportions losing that queen. He could have kited the zealots for some time. Looks like his Zerglings are unable to break through that front door either. So Curious is losing on both battles right now. And Bischu once again sitting very comfortably. The drones are now pulling off the line. They're just trying to buy time for those 10 lings to come out. But I don't even know if if Curious has enough to break this. Yes, he will. But losing serious amounts of drones right there. And if we pull that income tab, still suffering with an 8 drone disadvantage.
Yeah, and the reason he was able to crush through those is most of those zealots were pretty low health at the time, so no big deal there. Looks like the couple of photon cannons up aren't going to be enough of a deterrent. We also have additional zealots breaking through.
Yep.
And of course, as Bischu has his expansion up, he's going to be able to double crew to boost out probes, which means his worker count is just going to soar. It is going to go way up. He's already up 27, 23, and even if Curious expands right now and spends the next few rounds doing nothing but droning up, Bischu is still going to have an advantage.
I love how you said soar.
Soar.
I had images of Michael Jordan in Space Jam right there.
Believe I can fly.
Yes. I believe I can touch the sky.
We are so out of tune. It is ridiculous.
Oh,
HC.
it's awesome. It sounds great. Do you guys love it? I love it. Anyways, we have Curious here in this kind of a predicament. He is going to try to expand out of the aggression, basically in a survival mode here, where he needs to macro himself back into this game. But it's going to be a tough call. We've already seen a Zerg do it incredibly in the last game when it was a ZVT, last series, in fact. So it is possible for Curious to get out of this situation, but it's a 2-base Protoss to a now burgeoning 2-base Zerg. It's very, very difficult, and we do have a Twilight Council on the way down as well.
Yeah. Twilight Council coming down, like you said, he's going to be able to easily transition into a number. I mean, he could do basically anything he wants right now. It could be DTs, it could be Charge Light Archon, it could be just High Templar with Storm coming out. I mean, he has the ability to do quite a bit. Look at this, Bischu actually comes up and tries to bait those Zerglings back in, at least going to do a little bit of damage, and all of a sudden the Zerglings start flooding around as they're upset. He's like he walked out and just like beat the hornet's nest with a big baseball bat, and they just ran around for a little while.
Those Zerglings coming out of the hive like bzzz, all pissed off and everything. Those Zealots are quite brave. We do have charge upgrade coming up for the Zealots, so you know what we might be seeing here is Bischu transitioning into Charge Lot Archon, Charge Lot / High Templar, which is a very good build as well against Zerg. And yes, there is a Templar Archives coming up, so that is Bischu's playstyle here. What is going on in the background? A couple more gateways and a Templar Archives, of course. And in the next couple of moments, Bischu is going to be able to push out. Bischu's just waiting right now for his production to ramp up, for his technology to come out, and then he's going to come busting down the doors with these charge upgraded Zealots, as well as the High Templar, and it's going to be a pretty beastly attack.
Yeah, he's only on 4 gateways at the moment, but his technology is so good, it's far outpacing anything that Curious is going to be able to bring to bear.
It's a Protoss, man.
Well,
they have the best technology in the world.
Well, he also never to mention that he's 7-pooled and failed. So, because I mean, his only tech structure right now was the Evolution Chamber, giving him +1. Looks like he's trying to go into Infestors as a little bit of a last-ditch effort. Looks like finally now Bischu is moving up, and he is going to start moving through these forces, taking down one of his photon cannons. It will allow the Zerglings to get through if they want to, but nope, they are just going to run into the Zealots, taking one loss along the way.
You know what Curious needs to get immediately up right now is a Roach Warren. Roaches are very good against charge lots. They're very good against Storm as well. And I think if Curious can get a Roach Warren up in time, he should be able to survive this impending attack. This is a 2-base timing attack with purely charge lots. This is a pretty insane build. Couple links come inside to the main, but they're not going to be able to do much damage at all. Those probes are surrounding the Zealots, aren't able. The Zerglings are able to keep the Nexus alive. Excuse me. And here comes the charge lots. They are running across the map. Of course, the charge upgrade improves their innate speed as well. It's just a passive upgrade as well as an active upgrade. And here comes those charge lots. I mean, that's a lot of charge lots, and really no defenses here except the spine crawlers.
When charge lots get speed, it always looks so funny to me when they're running across. I'm just thinking like, hop, 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 hop,
marching. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We have a third base coming down for Bischu now. So actually, it looks like he was feigning it a little bit of pressure to get his opponent to overcommit to yet more units when he didn't want to. Our first couple of Archons are around. We also have a couple of Templars saving up some energy for some Storms. There we go. First Photon Cannon on the way. The Zerglings are going to run in and attack, though. See if they're able to get the deny or if Bischu is going to be able to react in time. That Nexus actually taking quite a bit of damage. I think it's going to have to be canceled and re-put up. Yep.
Yeah, very nice play right there by Curious. Comes in there with a couple of Zerglings, kills off the Nexus. I think he got the cancel off in time, but nevertheless, definitely a good attack right there. Ends up losing all of his Zerglings here for an almost a kill on the Archon. That's definitely not a moralizing defeat there or whatever, you know, not moralizing at all. Yeah, losing all those Zerglings, almost about to kill that Archon. So, you know, a bit of a trade right there for Curious, delaying the Nexus, not quite killing the Archon and losing all his Lings. And it does look like Curious is not getting an expansion. He's still on 2 bases, whereas Bischu is about to approach his 3rd base right here. Curious needs to do something, man. He needs to get that 3rd base up. There comes a hatchery now, just starting to morph out. A couple of Zerglings will try to run their way in. They're going to get... Oh! Force field goes down just in time, prevents the Zerglings from running in, and those Lings are just getting less and less effective as time goes on in this game. He needs to get either Roaches out. In fact, I would just say Roaches right now are the best unit possible. And there's a Roach Warren.
Yeah, we do have the Roach Warren coming down. We also have 8 Gate coming out of Bischu. Wow. He already has a huge roving pack of units. We're looking at a total of 14 Lings, and now we finally had 6 Infestors come up, but before then it was just 14 Lings against 13 Zealots, multiple Archons, multiple High Templar.
I really don't like the Infestors in this spot. I honestly don't. Like, Fungal is nice and everything, but charge slots are pretty good against Fungal growth.
Right.
You have to throw, I think it's at least 4 Fungals, maybe 5 to kill off Zealots.
Right,
and it's just not cost effective.
Yeah, they do more damage against armored opponents anyway, and the Zealots certainly aren't armored, so just the pure Roaches seems like they would have been a better fit in that circumstance. He could have committed all of his money that he was spending over there, and it looks like he is going to get the cancel on the hatchery. Doesn't care if he loses a couple of Zealots. That doesn't matter to him. And yes, he does. Oh, wow, that actually wasn't canceled. Wow. So that's 300 resources lost for Curious.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty big blow right there for Curious. Losing the hatchery, delays his mining, loses 300 minerals that just got flushed down the toilet. He's never going to see that again. Call the plumber all you want. So Curious now has a bunch of Infestors and Roaches on the map. It's a decent composition to deal with this charge on Archon build. It's not bad now that he's gotten so many Roaches out. But in terms of economy, I just don't know if he can keep up with the Protoss player. And so what he's doing right now is moving out across the map. He's going to try to bust down this front door, and he's going to try to kill off this Nexus. And really, he has to do critical damage here in this attack. Otherwise, I don't see him winning in the long term.
At the very least, he has to kill a base, right? He honestly has to kill a base, and he has to kill the majority of Bischu's forces.
Yeah, he's got to come out ahead in this battle.
Yeah, I mean, not even just a little bit ahead. I mean, I agree with what you were thinking. He's got to come out a lot ahead.
And he can't even get through this door of gateways. Well, I guess he can, but...
Lings got through, and it looks like the Photon Cannons are going to go down. Maybe this Pylon as well, the Artosis Pylon. And, a couple of Fungals going down, but nice feedbacks, and a lot of those Infestors have fallen. We have a huge amount of infested Terrans, but already the Storm's doing damage to those. The Zealots getting in there and cleaning up the rest. Oh, wow, this entire attack is getting stopped right away.
Stuffed by Bischu right there. Beautiful play by Bischu, holding that front door. I love the positioning of the gateways as well, preventing the Lings and Roaches from running in. And, of course, Curious calls the GG, but that was certainly a good one right there. It is now tied up 1-1.